have you had any unusual experience in like catering or locker rooms?
I mean, you know, maybe like I mean, there's always going to be some type of like problem. You know what I mean? There's always
For
going to
sure.
be hostility. I think wrestling's already supercharged where we seek perfection, knowing we're never going to get it. You know what I mean? That's wrestling. You
Right.
poetry emotion, but you're never going to get it right. It's never going to be clean. It's never going to be the best. There's always going to be room for change. And I think like the biggest issues I've noticed, like in my time, has been like conflict of like ideas of a match, right? Like what you
Mhm.
want the match to be. And a lot of people have this such a superiority mindset where I need to have the perfect match. And I've been there. You're going to frustrate yourself to, early grave for that thought. You know what I mean? Because
For
like
sure.
it's crazy, but it hasn't. I haven't seen much weird. I tend to be very vocal,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
direct. When I think I'm a human being first. I'm a man first before I am a professional wrestler, and and I'm not gonna fall into the stigma of like certain like things. I think that's always separated me from me coming up, where I think as a person, then I would think as what would me as the a character would do, right?
Right.
No, I'm not a character. It's like if you're gonna disrespect me, or you're gonna come at me, or you're gonna say something outlandish, or you're gonna be doing some outlandish things, I'll be the first one to say, yo, cut it out. You know what I mean? Like, yo, cut the crap. And
Right.
and then after matches, you have a match with somebody and they're upset because they made a mistake, but they say, oh, well, you weren't there. No, well, you made the mistake. People's hostilities get worked because their emotions and their egos get in the way, right?
Right.
And I get that, but I have never personally dealt with anything super crazy, but I did come up in an age where people were in the locker room doing a lot of drugs and a lot of drinking, a lot of alcohol. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Like right there, I never done those things. I never was a big believer in drinking before a match, but I've
Right.
been, and I'm not gonna compromise nobody. But yeah, that was my early 2000s where you go in the back and you're like, someone took a quick bump and drank a drink, like, oh, okay, this is the match we're having. You
Right.
know,
Right.
oh. Yeah, like,
No.
yeah, I don't know about this. I know baseball did it in the 90s and 80s, but I
They
know
barely
wrestling,
with
like,
it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's crazy. It's a whole nother world. That's why I say like young wrestlers now, or fans now have been like if you grew up during like the ruthless aggression era and beyond,
Yeah.
it's a whole nother world.